Greetings, fans. Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for the last week of February 2010. Got a lot of books to cover, but before I get started, I just want to remind everybody to check out my written reviews at comiccrazyreviews.webs.com. Just got my last two written reviews posted for Spider-Woman and Deadpool Merc with the Mouth, and the next written reviews that are going to be from me are going to cover Batman and Robin, X-Factor, and Ms. Marvel. So watch out for those whenever they come out. But let's get to the video reviews. We're going to start things off with Amazing Spider-Man 622. I'm not going to lie. I love that cover. That cover's freaking cool. And I apologize if it looks really dark in here because I'm shooting at night and I'm trying to use all the lighting I can. But let's get to Spider-Man here. I got to admit, I was not as impressed as I wanted to be. The story with Morbius was good, but it felt a bit short. The artwork looked a little cartoony. Now, the story with Flash Thompson, it was alright. But the artwork for the Flash Thompson story should have been on the Morbius story, and the art from the Morbius story should have been on the Flash Thompson story. Because the Flash Thompson story clearly had the better artwork. Now, if they had flipped the artwork, if they had switched the artwork for both stories, then this would have been better. I'm not saying it's a bad book, but I'm saying it could have been a hell of a lot better. And in my opinion, the Mysterio stuff is still the best stuff in the gauntlet. It's good, but not as good as it should have been. Gotham City Sirens number 9. I hope you can see this really well. Paul Dini, Gilliam March, good stuff. This is another solid read. You know, this is, as Mark said, this is Gotham City Sirens. This is like Charlie's Angels, and Edward Nygma, the Riddler, is Bosley. That's just my take on it, and I'm loving it. I've been loving this series ever since issue 1. Very solid stuff. Paul Dini clearly knows how to write characters from Gotham City. I love how he writes Harley, and I love how he writes the Riddler. This is just another solid hit from Paul Dini's team for the Sirens. I'd say pick it up. If you follow Paul Dini's writing, you'll love it. Let's move on to the 4. The Fantastic Four, number 576. You know, it's in the title says, "Tell me who speaks for man." You know, it was kind of funny to see who would end up speaking for man. But then again, I'm not really surprised on who it ended up being, considering where they end up. I guess it's just the nostalgic part of me that, remembers older Fantastic Four stories and who ends up being the speaker for mankind, considering where the Fantastic Four are in this book. I'm not spoiling it, so if you want to know, you got to read this book and then go, okay. Can't wait to see what happens in next month's issue, or according to Valeria Richards, in a month means about 37 minutes in comic book time. Just read that book and think you'll get that joke. Now let's get to the good stuff. Flash Rebirth number 6. Get a good look at that book. This book is awesome. Really awesome. Jeff Johns, once again, proving why he's the best comic book writer of 2009, because he keeps putting out stuff like this. Now, this has been way late. The waiting seemed to take damn ever. And was it worth the wait? Hell yes. It was well worth the wait. This was incredible. I've always said Jeff Johns, when he writes characters like The Flash, like Green Lantern, like anybody, he knows how to write the characters. He truly has a respect for the characters. And I'm loving this. This is really good stuff. This was well worth the wait. But once I read this book, I can kind of understand why they waited so long to put this out. I guess they didn't want to spoil anything, so there you have it. This is very nice, and I can't wait for Barry Allen's ongoing series to start. Can't wait. I'm so excited. All right. Next up, Blackest Night JSA number 3. Freaking awesome cover. I love it. I've always had a huge amount of respect for the JSA. Always have. Especially Earth 2 Superman, Power Girl, Alan Scott, Jay Garrick. I've loved all of them. They're great. I still talk to some of my friends and say, I would love to see a JSA movie, a live-action movie. Considering how Smallville treated the JSA, which they did a fantastic job, I would love to see a JSA movie. But let's talk about this book. Was this book great? Yes, it was. Was it as great as the other Blackest Night tie-ins that came in? I don't know. I'll make that your opinion. Was it as good as Blackest Night Wonder Woman? Yes. Was it as good as Blackest Night The Flash? Maybe. But I thought this series ended beautifully. Robinson and Bernard did a fantastic job writing this story. The conclusion felt nostalgic. It felt classic, just like the JSA are. I just loved every bit of it. It's just awesome. The feeling I had for this book, it just made me feel like a kid again, reading the old classic comic books where the bad guys are this close to winning. This close to winning at the very split last second, literally. At the last second, the good guys pull through and win the fight. It's just awesome. I love the nostalgic feeling I got when I read that book. Very, very good. But as good as that book was, this book was even better. Green Arrow, or Black Lantern Green Arrow number 30. Oh my God, this has got to be, without a question, one of the greatest tie-ins I've read to Blackest Night. Oh man, I want to say this was just as good as some of the regular issues of Blackest Night. This was fantastic. JT Cruel, thank you. Thank you so much. This was awesome. And I'm wondering how many nostalgic DC fans are going to recognize that cover. Oh my God, I loved it. And Black Canary, I love you, girl. This was a psychological thrill ride that I want to ride again. And I want to ride it again. I want to go again. I want to go again. Very, very good stuff. I mean, if you didn't have any respect for Green Arrow, you sure as hell will now after you read this book. This is just simply, in one word, excellent. But as good as that book was, there was another book that was even better. Now, take a wild guess. What do you think was the book of the week? Duh! Blackest Night number 7. Jesus Christ. I will not spoil one damn thing about this book, but let me describe how I feel about it. I've been talking with several of my friends, and my buddy Ken in particular. All throughout Blackest Night, we were making all kinds of predictions. Just all kinds of predictions, like, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this person's going to die, that person's going to die, so-and-so's going to do this, so-and-so's going to do that. And what happens in this book, we never saw it coming. Or at least I didn't. Never, ever would have guessed the cliffhanger. Would have went right by me. If you were to tell me what was going to happen in this book and be right, and then tell me, I would have thought you were crazy. Oh my God. Jeff, Mr. Johns, wow. Just wow. Now, I feel pain because I have to wait another month for issue 8. I don't know if I can. I want to read number 8 now. Good stuff. Jesus Christ. An easy 10 out of 10. I'm probably going to frame that damn book. That was so good. So good. Will 8 top that? I sure as hell hope it will. Well, that's all I got, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for keeping up with me. And until next time, everybody, I'll see you later.